WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So I was attempting to make some plates, and it seems like Greg did another change. Perhaps if it wasn't Greg, sorry. Anyways, there was a change to Railcraft, let's just say, in the fact that now 4 iron gives 3 plates in the rolling machine, probably to not conflict with a future recipe of Greg Tech, but for now, let's add these in and get as many rolling wonders as we possibly can. So I'm going to basically construct a tank for my DNA. I got a lot of liquid ducts, and that's because I made a lot of all this hardened glass due to my obsidian generator over in that there corner. So I'm going to wait a bit for the iron plates, not going to wait too long, but in the meantime I'll show you the bees that I've managed to construct so far. I put some extra apiaries here, and what I'm planning to do is eventually get all of my working bees to be both nocturnal and cave dwellers, and I have a method of doing that which I'll get to in a few minutes, which means I'll be able to basically go from as high as possible and to as low as possible and pretty much have a tower of bees producing all the materials that I need. The bees needs. Anyways, so I got some apiaries and they're pretty much running. Let's look at this one. We have a Valiant Queen and it's a Valiant Steadfast one, and I'm basically doing some bee breeding there, as well as I have my common stuff, and it seems like there is some non-pure breadiness over here. I should probably check that out, but I can't bother. And we have some rocky stuff, so I've been working on both the rocky and some other ones so that I can get this purebred so that it can have 4 stuff come out of it each time. Yeah, that sounded very nasty. Okay, so let's quickly look at this and see what I've got so far. So this is a 4 fertility, and it's the only defect with it is that it still has some imperial in its inactive slot. This one, it's the same, but this is still has a bit of slowest. So we should try to find a pure that is 4-4, so this is good, just that it has fast in it. There's this. It's good, but it's not pure. And this isn't pure either. So what I need to do, this is a horrible one. So these 2 I need to breed. So this one and this one, as well as this one and this one. I want a very good one so that I can continue all of its fun stuff. So I also advanced on the line and went for some stone bees. I'm not going to work on refining these stone bees right now since there's some other stuff I'll want to do in the meantime. But, well, let's just look at some of the bee stuff I have over here. Now, I'd rather upgrade this eventually to a red power system, because currently bees are spewing out everywhere. But I do have a nice little case of liquid DNA. I'm going to move the liquid DNA so that it's a tank that's going here. So I'm going to need to clear out an area, that's A, and B, I'm going to need a new ladder area. So I might have to move the ladder so it's in the middle of the room. Where is the middle of the room? This is the middle, and you have a torch there. So I'm going to have to move it so that the ladder is there instead. Maybe move torches here so that it's a bit more tacky, because I love having it tacky. And our honey production is still good. Everything else is still good. So without further ado, let's make our iron tanks and get the bee breeding rolling. So some of the machines I forgot to mention, well, I have the sequencer and the splicer. The splicer's not really doing anything, but I've been working on getting a rocky template. So just putting my useless rocky stuff over here, and etc. And I also managed to make 2 extra machines. This icy princess, the wintry princess, has not been acclimatizing as expected. I've been throwing a lot of lava cans in there. So far 2 whole stacks and nothing happened. Anyways, these are 2 machines that I actually made in the meantime. They're the isolator and the inoculator. Now there are a few steps that I forgot to add into this thing, which I will do eventually. But basically, the isolator makes these different types of serums. So, for instance, a maximum fertility serum, which characterizes the fact that it can produce 4 offspring for every time, the 4 down there. And there's some other serums as well, such as flowers pollination, imperial, lots of imperial, more imperial than I can care to imagine. And there's also fast productivity beatific effect and also the fast productivity. So what the inoculator does is it takes a bee, takes a template as well, so the bee has to go here, the template has to go here, and it uses the liquid DNA and the charge that is stored into it to actually change the structure of the bee. So let's put a few combs there since we seem to be lacking a bit in the combs department. Can I have some honey, please? Thank you very much. You can have that back. So, I only have 2 machines. There are some machines that actually help this, quote unquote, and we are going to need to make those. I'm also going to need some sort of chest to hold all of this stuff. That will come easily enough. But all that I need to do is make the tank, move the ladders, and see what bee breeding stuff I can manage to do. First things first, though, we're going to have to make the iron tank. So we'll have to get a lot of iron plates. So we are still making the iron. We're also going to need quite a bit more glass. And I don't know if I actually have any glass saved up anywhere, but hey, I have a tree farm. I can make my own glass. Huzzah! 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 And it's over there. I should really move that portal because I'd rather just move straight forward into it and not hit the wall. That would be a little counterproductive way. So we're going to need to make a bunch of gauges, a bunch of extra stuff as per usual. I think we've done this monotony before and we don't seem to have anything else. This stuff is useless. I should probably put it in its proper place, but anyways. So bread, nom nom nom. And I also upgraded some of our chests because, well, this one was getting full. As you see, it's still getting full because of the marble and etc. But the useless Zycraft stuff is really clogging up the inventories. It's clogging up a whole line. So eventually we're going to need to actually work on this sorter, but the bees are too fun. And we also have our useless block, our smelted ingots and our building blocks. Yay, stuff ready. So, oh well. So we got our other stuff. Now let's actually do a little fast transportation. Let's aim this right. Huzzah! Wow, that was actually pretty accurate. But I think I forgot some redstone anyways, so we're still going to need to get that. But let's look at some of our stuff. And I did look at trying to stop the red power stuff from showing, but I managed to stop other stuff from showing as well. But anyways, so I think the purifier, let's look at it by the names. The isolator we already have. The replicator is probably a little more high-tech than what we need, but we need the purifier, I'm sure, and the synthesizer. So synthesizer and purifier. The purifier will take gas tiers, which are going to require my tiers as well. So let's get some more iron tanks and make some of our nice fancy little glass stuff. And we are going to need some iron bars as well as some other stuff. So iron bars, iron bars, iron bars. We got a lever, yay. But I don't think we have any iron bars, so we should probably get some iron bars, and maybe we should work on the stuff over here for a change. So making sure there's no other change. Okay, that's good. This will probably cover everything that we need in that department, and we're going to need to make some iron bars. Don't forget that. Do we need to make some iron bars? I think we need to make some iron bars, or we do not need to make some iron bars because they're over here. So, let's stop saying iron bars because my bars are getting annoying. Bars. Okay, and I always seem to get the wrong recipe anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, iron tank valves. So we need one for one and the other for the other. Okay. And we're probably going to need to make a stack of these. And let's see, can I get it in the right order this time? Probably this time. Okay, that will be good. And make a bunch of valves, gauges. We'll come back for you guys later, or I can just do that, and it'll make it a lot easier. But I don't think this is enough gauges. If I can do some mental math, okay, let's see, 9, 18, 27, 36. Yes, this is enough. Maybe it's too many. Now that I think of it, it probably is too many, but hang on, let's just make this before we jump to any barbaric conclusions. We're going to need to remove these, and I wish, you know, now that I think of it, this bright age is only really good on paper in the fact that, well, I kind of want to see whether the place is light enough. Sure, I can use just the F3 stuff, but that's no fun at all. So I think we'll go with the standard height for now. And that is a bit of annoyance. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. We got enough of those. And now we have to figure out where we're going to put all of these valves. I think all the machines that will do our workshop, quote unquote, will be over here. So we'll put one there, and we'll put one here, and just let's valve it up. Sorry for my puns, I can't really gauge my audience very well from this side. So, enough of those. Let's take this stuff out of here. Hey, can I please? Thank you. And we're going to want to grab the stuff. So all that's going to be required is the redstone signal from here. So just pull everything else out. There we go. And now that everything is in our liquid DNA tank, we'll put the lever back here so it can pull everything else out. We can move these eventually. I don't really care either way, but our gene pool will still run either or. There's something wrong about that. Hey, would you like some liquid bees? Yes, please. I'd like some liquid bees. Might need to have an upgraded texture pack because that is certainly interesting. Is it like that for this? Yes, it is as well, huh? Maybe they need to upgrade it something. Anyway, so moving onwards, we're going to need to make some extra machines other than these. So we need to grab some of the redstone from upstairs. We're also going to need some more redstone conduits because we will need some more redstone machines. So what can we do? Do we have any in here? I have some extra conduits that I was making, but where is my redstone? Do we have any extra redstone? I think we have an entire stack of redstone, so the redstone should be okay. Redstone. 38 shall do, I guess. Okay, with a total of 44 redstone, we're definitely going to need to go out and get more of this nice red powder. Elram seems to eat it a little too much for my taste, so let's get back on track. So the next thing we're going to need to make is the purifier, and we're also going to need the synthesizer. So let's look at the advanced thing. We're going to need gold and a medium circuit board, which requires the bronze. And we're also going to need the genetic machine, which requires the small. And we're also going to need the which requires all the other stuff. So let's grab the apiary machine or stuff. Do we have any of those extra frames stuff? No, we do not seem to have that. So we're going, hey, look at that. Some extra goodies for my uses. Do we have any of that? No, we're probably going to have to go from the bottom uppers, so to speak. So let's sort this, and thank you for the regeneration. It is much appreciated. I connected the water over there to the infinite pool. It took a bit of time to get working, but we got enough for the circuit boards and etc. So copper, tin, redstone. We got the redstone. We need lapis as well as diamonds. We got the diamonds as well. We're going to need extra bit of this, this, and this, as well as the lapis. Throw that away. And do we have lapis? Lapis! Lapis! Yay! Okay, so to those machines. let's just make a whole swath of all of this stuff because I think 20 bronze might be enough. No, it won't be enough. That's the problem. So this. Curse you, Greg! How could you mess with me like that? So, 2 of these machines. So we got the sturdy machines. We're going to need the 2 redstone, the copper, and now we're lacking copper because we are a little copperish. So, redstone back, and we're going to need those. So, copper, thank you. And I should only need 1 of each machine, so it shouldn't be a problem doing this each and every single time. I don't need to make any extra projects for it, etc. So this should be okay. So we're going to need 2 medium circuit boards and 2 large circuit boards. We should have the redstone for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, it'll require 24 redstone in total. So we're going to just put the amount here, so 2 here. Let's get the 2 small circuit boards. Then we can upgrade it into the larger ones once that's done. Not upgrade them, but make them rather. So we'll need to change the recipe so it's this instead, and make it so that we only produce 2 of them, if you please. Okay, so while that's going along, we can put some of our extra glass and our soul stand. I don't think anything else in here can be used. Hey, that is the wrong machine. There we go. And there we go. So we got the circuit boards. And is there a craftinators over here? Yes, there is, and it's within reach. So 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. So first of all, we're going to need to upgrade each of these using our iron and lapis. 1 and 2. So lapis good, we got our circuit board, and with this we'll upgrade each of these as well into the more advanced versions using the rest of our gold, the rest of our diamonds, and the rest of our dignity. So synthesizer is going to be easy enough, but the purifier is something we'll really want to get to, but it can wait in the tech environment, tech tree rather. So what we should do is synthesize the synthesizer, which will require 2 of these. Hey, I already have those, so we might as well, since we're not actually using them, actually use them so that we can use them. Comprendo, and this was a horrible idea. Ta-da! And now that we have lots of liquid DNA, I think that will be enough, and we're going to need to change this to a red power variant eventually. So, crafting machine over here. Not a crafting machine, but you know what I mean. So, first of all, redstone here, glass here, and one of our machines. We got our synthesizer, which will require liquid DNA. So the liquid DNA will bring it down like so and have it go through like this. So our synthesizer we'll put here, and all that we need is a lever to go right here to pull out the liquid DNA. Now let's look at the synthesizer and see what it needs. It needs energy and serum. So the energy will probably, how shall we do this? We probably will need to move the ladder again, or just have this place not have a ladder, which might be a possibility, or we can move the ladder over there. Let's move the ladder again. So with that, we're going to need to now tap into the power reserves that we have here. So pulling this down into the wall, even though it's not really going to do much, we might as well make it as pretty as possible. So putting it into the wall, bringing it out of the wall, or rather having it so that it's along this area. So having more machines over here, thus we can bring this over, down, and under. It's like the outback, down and under. So, putting the synthesizer down, we'll start gathering energy. It's going to use a lot of energy. So we're going to have to be prepared for that. We might actually eventually need to upgrade our Buildcraft energy reserves. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but I cannot make any promises. We will need to probably make another boiler, which will take a lot of energy, I do believe. Rather, it'll take a lot of steel, which will take a lot of processing, though I do think I have enough buffered steel to be able to make enough. So I think we will need to make a bit of bread as well, and it seems like I am out of dirt. As well put this dirt in, and we will need to make some more dirt for this to continue running because it's now just wasting energy. And here's for forgetting that I dumped all of my dirt while moving some stuff. Woot. So, this will still run, though we won't exactly get as much as we were going to plan. I'll just use the apples for food instead of using our precious wheat. And let's actually see, what were we doing? Lever! We needed wood. That's why we came here in the first place. We needed to get our wood. So, getting a bit of wood. Only need one piece. Thanks. Thanks, Tex. You're exceptional. And getting this. Run away from the cobblestone. No, and you're out of energy anyway, so we're going to need to plop you down. I won't plug it back in, but it is good to keep these things charged up. Now, eventually, now that I think of it, I should probably keep this entirely self-sustained in the fact that it'll just require a tree farm, which will just need some dirt. Dirt we can get in the exact quantities by taking some of the leaves or other stuff. But anywho, let's get our machine running. And now that we've lost all of our entry points, we're going to have to go through this one, which kind of sucks, but it doesn't matter. So, lever. Let's fill you up to its peak performance. And now we have no liquid DNA at all in here except some of the stuff that's in the lines. Perfectly acceptable. So let's look at what we'd like to use in any of these. So there's a few that I see. One of them is the fast productivity. We'll want to input some stuff into this. That'll take a huge amount of power. Now that I think of it, I might have disconnected our conversion to the IC2 power. If we have, yes we did. That means that I think we can just keep this non-operational. Now that I think of it, it seems to be disconnected entirely. Is that disconnected? No, it isn't. And it just has some energy. What the? It's not doing anything. But it has some, okay, so that's just the buffered energy, and it only goes when it's above that threshold. Okay, now I understand how that works a bit more. So, any hoot, we should have a lot of energy left over now that that isn't going on. So, what we'll do is put this into the synthesizer, and it'll draw a lot of energy as it's putting some liquid DNA into this. I'm not sure the exact quantities, but it should be enough to get going, and then eventually we'll put a bee into the inoculator and test out how it's going. And the sorting has completely killed my inventory. Great, that is perfect. Just what I've always wanted. A headache. Woohoo, I'm probably giving you guys a headache right now, aren't I? Be right back. So, it looks like when we put the thing into the fast productivity serum in here, it's now a poor quality for some reason. Maybe the quality of the DNA is poor, but it does mean that this serum is not as good as it could be. So let's take this out. It's now stopped, and we're going to need a bee to test this on. Preferably one that we'd like to keep, but we don't want to use necessarily because it's not fast. Ah, crud, this reverted. That's not good. But this hasn't. This looks like it's almost done, and if the only thing that's stopping it is the productivity of it, then we're in good order. So let's check the princess. So fast and slowest. That is a problem. And this is fast, but it's an Imperial hybrid, not an Imperial hybrid, so this would actually be a good one. That's a front runner. This is horrible, and this is as well horrible. So breeding these together will be good. We'll throw the other ones away into the bowely depths of bowelness because bowels are quite intoxicating. Okay, so throwing the Rocky, and making sure that I am not horrible with it. Let's see, yours, the princess, that's good. Did I throw the other one in? No. Oh, I might have. Might have. Let's take that. Okay, this thing is getting annoying, so one moment. Okay, to avoid confusion, let's put the good ones in the chest, because inventory does not seem to be its strongest point. So now that we have those in there, let's grab our two good bees and just mess them up. So, as you saw before, we have the princess. It is a slowest speed. That is the only thing that I have against it. So now that we have our, even though it's poor quality serum, we'll put it in the inoculator, which is over here. Let's knock you up, shall we? So, got the Rocky Princess. We'll put the poor quality serum in here. It'll consume a charge as well as quite a bit of energy and inoculate it. So I'm not too sure how long this bloody thing takes. Oh, there's the status bar. It just needed me to go out of it. And I am out of it now that you think of it. Okay, so I think I do have some of those fancy schmancy iron or cans in here. Yep, I got 60 cans. So we should see if we can temperature that bee up a bit. Make you nice and warm in this nice little base. Oh, you'll love me for it. Okay, getting creepy. This still hasn't been done. And I don't think this Imperial drone has anything going for it otherwise. And it's really hard to tell how stuff is going. So I'm actually going to switch that so it can get input back in here. So we got 250 now, and we're going to keep the 250 in there, and it's still going to have to wait for this stuff. I don't think any extra bees have actually landed in the gene pool, so it's really hard to tell if anything's going. Anyway, so we can test two things actually. One, how much DNA gets put in each time, and two, if it actually, okay, 50 millibuckets. That is a very volumetric bee. Okay. Anticipation. It's killing me. Okay. The first charge didn't work. As you can see, it is fast and slowest still. So it's still going to require a lot. Now, the quality of the serum affects its chance of actually working. That's why we actually want to go and hunt for a purifier. We can construct the tanks in the meantime, but we still need to get those gas tiers, so that will take a bit more effort than normal. So we got our 4 tanks, and we got our redstone, and we got our advanced genetic machines. So I guess leaving this stuff running while we are gone is nice and all. So let's get our apples because that's very important, and we should probably construct some more bullets. I got the gunpowder required, and I think I do have the blaze rods as well, so let's make some seeker shots, or rather ender shots. Ooh. And then we'll be right back after this important message. Eat your weedy bits. Woo! These ender shots are amazing. They seek out the targets and pierce their flesh. Anywho, what was I searching for? Yes, I was searching for the gas tiers, so these were very good in managing to get the gas to cry. So, let's make our little inoculator. You left them all alone. 3 Imperials, wow, that's impressive actually. So let's wait for that to finish, throw those in because we might as well, and these empty casings are gonna get annoying eventually, but whatever. So, putting these here, this will also probably require some liquid DNA. So let's get our hunter's handgun there in our bow slot. We should have had that there in the first place. Put this down, and let's see, that's charged, no serum, so we need to charge up a serum. And is the energy sufficient? Max, wait, its usage is 100. Wow, we are definitely going to need another boiler if we're going to want to use this at any amount. So this is now a fast worker. That's good. So let's actually look at the entirety of this thing because that is very good. So shorter, fast, slower, flowers, 4. Perfect. So this is a good pure breed. This isn't pure breed, but it is much better than what it was before. So now that we have this little gem in our inventory, we can put it in our rocky domain, which I think is over here is the one that's not used. Yes, it is. Now, it won't be able to make any of these dripping combs or etc., but I think it's okay. So that's out. These have enough charge, and we should just throw this stuff into here so that we can get everything nice and dripping wet. And I should stop talking now. So our DNA still is going on. We're still going to need quite a bit of it. Let's let this stuff go, though we will need to turn it so that it'll allow it to go instead. So I don't think this will get it nearly as full as it needs to be. As you see, it's only 22. And this fast productivity will upgrade as much as we can. So I'm not sure how much this will require. It'll probably require a lot of our energy. So let's watch this a bit and just watch what quality change we get. We don't see any quality change whatsoever, so it might need to upgrade or something. Or update rather, not upgrade, update. Kind of similar to how these needed to go as well. As you can see, this is also icy, so we might need to synthesize a temperature stuff. Some sort of temperature thing, but this maximum fertility is another thing that we'd want to look at. So this is average now. We are also going to want to change this. This is still average. We'll keep that as is. But unless there's anything else pressing, I think all that's left to do is do a bit of bee breeding, get a bunch more of this DNA, and now that I think of it, if we change all the other bees so that they have the maximum fertility, that means we'll get a lot more liquid DNA, though we will need to have some sort of system that will be able to handle all of the excess, seeing as this gene pool machine just keeps on bugging up. I have no idea why that is. So just for fun, I crafted up a relay and some tubes, and we're going to see if that actually changes the problem at all. So instead of having it directly go into the bugged inventory, have it sense whether it's okay to put stuff in and just put it in if it can. So we're going to need to put this here, rotate this as need be, and if we actually steal all of our bees, and it seems completely bugged in the fact that we can't actually pull any stuff out, so it means that these bees might not actually be here. So let's put the noble in. The noble did go in, so I think it's okay. We're going to have to see how that goes, and this is now excellent quality, so we'll be able to see whether it has anything else afterwards. I don't think that's a likely case, but let's see. It might have to waste the liquid DNA to check, but it's excellent quality and it's at the highest quality, so all we need to do is get this in, increase the maximum fertility, and we're also going to want to put as many charges as possible onto this. So I think this is good. We'll be able to see once everything else is going on. B went in, B went in, B went in, so everything should be going well. Everything else will be backed up if it's not going well, so we'll be able to tell. And it seems like it's going directly in, so unless it's completely bugging out and I'm not able to see it, I think we're good. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. Did I fall in a hole? Yes, I did. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. Yeah, I can't talk. We have time here. Signing off. Have a wonderful day. Well, that didn't work. Oops.